What is up, everyone? It's Justin Parnell back again with another episode of Journey of Discovery, the free-to-play MTG Arena series. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel, leave us a share, a comment, a like, whatever you can do. Always helpful. If you want to listen to the Thinktwice podcast, search Thinktwice MTG on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, Spotify, and of course, if you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/ThinktwiceMTG. Now, last time we did Limited because Guild of Ravnica draft, or excuse me, Ravnica Legends draft is finally on Arena. Check that one out if you haven't seen it yet. We drafted a pretty sweet Gates deck in Limited. But this week we're going to be doing Constructed, and we have some packs to open. So we have packs to open from my seasonal rewards from last season, which is 4 Guild of Ravnica packs, and then weekly rewards plus the draft that we did. So we have 6 packs total for Ravnica Allegiance, 4 packs of Guild of Ravnica. And since we have duplicate protection on now, which I'm pretty excited about, I'm not really scared to open these Guild of Ravnica packs. Hopefully, this is 4 Overgrown Tombs. But surely we won't be that lucky, right? Alright, Blood Operative, not an Overgrown Tomb. This is an Overgrown Tomb, though, if we want it to be. Okay. Alright, Camaraderie, not an Overgrown Tomb. We still have 0 Overgrown Tombs. Huh. Mythic Wildcard. Alright, that's slightly better than Overgrown Tomb. I'll take it. I'll take it. Alright, how about 1 Overgrown Tomb? Just 1. A Zonic Thousand Eye. That's not an Overgrown Tomb. Well, we can't open out a Ravnica Allegiance, but we can open lots of other stuff that we need, so. Unbreakable Formation, okay. I think that's our 3rd one of those. Uncommon wildcards are always great. Mirror March card is awful. It's fine in Commander, but otherwise it's pretty bad. Depose Deploy is a good one. Zagana, not terrible. Not something is on my radar for playing, but no, it's not the worst in the world. Rix Mighty Reveler, okay. That's a good one. Pestilent Spirit, not exactly what we're looking for. Let's just get a land. Let's just get a rare land. Any rare land, I'll even take the Plaza. Ooh, Angel of Grace. Okay. Not a rare land, but not a bad one. Alright. I'm going to load up the deck we're going to be playing, and I'll be back in just a second. Alright, so last week we played a Naya Hero of Precinct 1 deck. And this week, we're going to be playing an Esper Hero of Precinct 1 deck. Now, this deck is not one that I created. This is fairly similar to the deck that Wyatt Darby has been playing. He played at SCG Indianapolis a few weeks ago. Has been playing on his stream quite a bit. So I certainly cannot take credit for this deck. It's like I said, very similar to the deck that he's been playing. A couple of the numbers are tweaked slightly based on what we have. I did use some wild cards to craft some of the mana base, and it's actually easier to see in this other side. As you'll notice, there should be 4 of each of these, but we either had 4 in the case of Watery Grave, or I only went up to 3. I already had 3 of these, but crafted 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these. So we used 8 wild cards. Rare wild cards in this deck, and then we used a couple of mythics, 3 mythics actually, and to be specific, Lyra, which is not a bad one to have, Seraph of the Scales, again, not a bad one, and 1 Dovin. So we used 8 rare wild cards, but only on lands, which I think is very important, and that's kind of going to be the rule going forward, is if we're going to be using a wild card, it's really going to be on our mana base, because that's going to let us play some of these sweeter decks that I want to do. And then Mythics you have a little more flexibility with. You just want to make sure it's cards that can play across multiple archetypes. So Lyra, Seraph of the Scales, and Dovin. Dovin the least of those, but this is a card I really think is sweet, so I wanted to try it out. So used a few wild cards on that, but otherwise it's pretty close. And as you can see, our wild card situation is still pretty good. We still have our vault kind of just hanging out, which is 1 mythic and 2 rare wild cards if we ever wanted to open that. as well as 3 uncommon wild cards. So we have a virtual 9 and 11 if needed, and then plenty of common uncommons if we need those. So let's run this through a regular best of 1 gauntlet and see how we do. All right, this is a pretty solid. Opening hand. This is kind of where not having, this would be a hallowed fountain or a godless shrine normally, which would turn on both of these. But either way, we still have hero on 2, and then likely one of these on 3. So we will keep. We do need to draw. Essentially, the only land that does not come into play untapped is, what's it called? Now it's nothing. If we play correctly, we almost play the isolated chapel, which would have been wrong. But now we can play the drowned catacomb untapped from the swamp. And here we'll play thief. And then we'll go into a couple of bell haunts. We're going to hold back our hero, as this is kind of the key, obviously like the key card in our deck. And just to let everyone know, there's going to be another hero deck coming down the pipeline next week. This is, as I've said before, my favorite card in the set, and I think it encourages a lot of really cool decks to be played in the way that I like to play, so that's how we're going to do it. All right, first thing we're going to do is attack with just the thief. Ooh, we'll get a Legion's Landing. I like that. We'll play that next turn. But now we'll play a Bell Haunt. And this is going to let us definitely play and flip this Legion's Landing next turn. Or our opponent has had enough, and we'll take an early victory. Alright, this is another very solid hand, where we're going to have no issues with our mana. We only have 1 white, but we can find another one. I wish this were a hero, but I think it'll be just fine either way. Alright, well, look for either white mana or some other action. Okay, well, we'll keep the Fortress and bend the plains. We obviously don't need it now, but we do have other stuff to play from it. Namely the Bell Haunt. And then of course we're immediately punished by keeping the white instead of an action piece, but maybe we should just be greedier with our Discovery Dispersals and only look for non-lands. Unless it's critical for us to cast something. Oof. This Deputy is going to be good. Okay, so first we'll get in with the Thief. Let's take this Lyra, so we can cast that next turn. We'll play the Deputy here. Play this tapped, and then we'll play Lyra next turn. Seal away on Thief's Sanity, no problem. It's going to be an interesting attack from our opponent there. We'll play Lyra. Very ambitious attacking with Landwar Elves into a 1/3. I have to imagine our opponent has something like Conclave Tribunal. Okay, Tristani, that's a good one. Tristani is certainly a good one. It's actually going to make it pretty difficult for us to attack even with this Lyra. Oh, no. Oh, no. Tristani gained control of Lyra back. That was not good. Oh, that was very bad. Oh, okay. Well, we'll take our own Lyra, I suppose. Oh, man, that was not what we wanted. That was not what we wanted at all. Oh, man. The flavor text that rarely comes up definitely came up. Big time came up. Fortunately, we're holding them off on the ground, but our Lyra is no match for our opponent's Lyra, unfortunately. Now, we have a lot of removal to deal with it, but we need to have it within the next couple of turns. Okay. Really need to have it within the next couple of turns. We'll block here. Thought Erasure, that's not going to be good enough. We do need to cast it only so we can surveil. Hero's not going to do it. No attacks. Now, we're pretty much dead. If our opponent attacked with just Lyra here. Okay, interesting. So here we can block these. And first strike will get Lyra. We're going to gain life and then go back up a little bit. And still die. Okay, still die. Alright. Noted. Noted. Tristani flavor text. Oh, man. Alright, we're going to try to shake that one off and recover for this. This is a very solid hand. I thought Erasure, which might be the best card in this deck, is a nice curve into Thief of Sanity. I wish we were on the play, but we'll keep this regardless. Gotta be honest, I did not expect to lose to a green-white deck with this one. But they got us. They got us real good. Now, depending what our opponent does, we may be doing Hero into Thief. Yeah. Okay. So with red, we're going to, because I actually want to encourage them to counter or kill or whatever disrupt this hero rather than the thief. Yeah. And even though we can use Thought Erasure to clear the way a little bit, if they have red, then they're gonna have more than one removal spell. In fact, I'd actually like to get this Bell Haunt down prior to playing the Thief at all. Now we're just going to get Dovin down. Yep. We're just going to plus. This is just going to be a difficult card for them to get rid of. This is a good deputy target because it doesn't draw. It's not the other Drake. It doesn't draw a card when it enters the battlefield. We're going to plus Dovin for a little while. If we can get any other land, we can go Hero into Thought Erasure. Okay. Well, in that case, okay, so we're going to tap black, white, and we're going to do Discovery. We definitely want the Isolated Chapel, of course. Do we want the Thought Erasure next turn? Yeah, I think we do. I think we want to go Thought Erasure first before we decide what to do with Dovin. That is a lot of Drakes. That's so many Drakes. Alright. Well, let's just... any target. Okay, well... we'll make a blocker. That will keep Dovin around longer. So ideally, we can get 2 Drakes and then find a removal spell for the third one. Hopefully on the turn they play it so we can get around Dive Down. Okay. And we'll block here. They could kill Dovin if they wanted with a Dive Down, so... okay, hero. And Thought Erasure. They could, of course, draw and negate. That is something that is possible. Oh, they drew another Drake? Alright. We already have one of these. So we'll bin it. That's a lot of so many Drakes. Alright, we're going to minus again. We'll get in there. Depending on what our opponent does next turn, we may plus. Okay, there's Mortify, which is great. Let's tap like this again. See if we can find a land. We cannot. I'd rather have a land to be able to cast multiple things. Hostage Taker's not bad. Yeah, we're gonna keep trying to protect Dovin with tokens. And as soon as our opponent draws a land, okay, they have 3 in here, so this costs 5 to activate. If we draw a land, we might be able to steal Terramander. Okay. We'll block for Dovin again. Okay. Let's plus. And then we will go to combat. And Dovin's going to go to 7. Okay. So they can... yeah, we'll try to take Terramander. I mean, they're gonna use Dive Down, and that's fine. It's not going to, you know, they're still not in a great situation. Chart a course, okay. So they discard Thud. This goes to 6, so they can get Dovin, but then they're dead on the swing back, which I imagine is not what they want. Okay, so now I can hold up, or hold back Terramander. Okay, Dovin bites the dust.
Can't be denied. I am beaten.
Okay, and then we simply get to Mortify here. And attack. All right. Our opponent a little light on lands, but we'll take it. All right. Here we have a turn 3 Dovin into probably a turn 4 Seraph, which is good enough for me. Okay, so we're going to play the Plains as we listen to the disgusting breeding pool noise that goes on way too long. Alright, punished for not playing Glacial Fortress into Swamp. Badly punished, but here we are. Or, alternatively... Wow. Opponent must be really looking for lands. Alright, well, I think we're going to play this Thief of Sanity. No blocks. Okay, let's get in with the Thief. Ooh, Ixalan's Binding. That's a good one. I think we're going to do that on Jade Light Ranger. Our opponent's very light on lands. They could certainly make this bigger and attack us for 5. Okay, Deputy Detention getting Ixalan's Binding? No, getting Thief. Alright. I guess that was the decision. Okay, so let's go Thought Erasure into Dovin here. Oh, man. Okay. Well, that blows up our Lyra plan. Whew. Okay. I think we still take Vivian. Because even if we take in a Johnny, then they're just gonna, you know, they're still gonna make it a Johnny next turn. I guess we have to get out this Seraph before we play our Lyra. There's a Johnny.
I am proud to fight by your side.
Can get back a Growth Chamber Guardian from their graveyard.
Strength is born of struggle.
Okay. Dovin's going to bite the dust. Yeah, because they can just play Vivian next turn. We still can't afford to attack. We have to just block. Have to hold up blockers, as unfortunate as that is. The Incubation Druid has a +1/+1 counter on it. Yep, there's Vivian. Notably, if Vivian takes down the Seraph, then Vivian bites the dust next turn. So, I mean, there is that. Not a small thing. We can block one of their creatures.
Be strong.
Okay, they get another Growth Chamber Guardian. Well, let's just block Landwar Elves. Cut them off of some mana, save us some life. We do need to kill Gideon. Or excuse me, not Gideon. Kill Vivian.
I've seen worse.
Which means we can potentially get a Johnny the following turn. Okay, 3. Deputy Detention. Well, that's going to kill us. I don't care for that at all. Yep. We're biting the dust. Quad Planeswalker hand. That was a tough one. That was a tough one for us. All right. We're 2-2. If we draw a land, we're on the draw in 3 turns. then I think we're in good shape. So I think it is worth it to try to do. Okay. Well, these Thief of Sanities are not going to be nearly as good. Deputy Detention's not bad. Okay. We do have lands untapped. Thought Erasure would be good. We need to draw the Bell Haunts for this matchup. In particular. Okay. I'll say, fortunately, our opponent already played a land, but they just hit one, so... Land for next turn it is. Okay, well, we can at least deputy both of their Fanatics when they're tapped. But, I mean, the deputy is going to get blown up, and then they're going to attack with the Fanatics because they have haste, so... It's more of an inconvenience for them than anything. Yeah. This is going to be a tough one. It is definitely going to be a tough one. Okay. 3 cards. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of a choice. We kind of just have to bank on them not having one of their 6 to 9 deal 3 damage cards. Now, I will block the Pyromancer. Okay. I will not block the Pyromancer. Alright, so we're going to take 5 this turn, go to 9. Oh, they're not... Okay. We're not going to get Lava Ran. So there's that. So, we cannot... if we play this, they attack us to 4. Then they actually have to kill us. I think this gives us the best chance. We can't get the Pyromancers because if they kill this, then we take 4 more, and then essentially die. We go to 2 from their attack. Chance they have nothing? Low chance, but not no chance. Wizard's Lightning. Yep. Okay, so we're at 2. This is probably exactly shock in their hand. Let's see it. Risk factor. We'll decline. There's shock. All right. Well, that was a slightly disappointing run. We did get to see the deck do a couple of sweet things. This is not going to be the last time. I'm sure I will come back to this deck again, and we're going to continue to play with the hero. A little surprising that the Naya deck did better than the Esper deck when this is kind of a deck that top 8 to open and has done well in the hands of a Pro Tour champion. But we'll continue on. We'll press forward, keep trying hero and different stuff. So thank you guys very much for watching this week. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel to get more content like this. Go to patreon.com/thinktwicemtg to support this show as well as the podcast. And of course, you can find the podcast by searching Thinktwice MTG on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and Spotify. Thank you guys very much. Catch you next time.